What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to give a quick rundown of the Cubiron 3D printer and a little bit more information. I had a few people commenting, asking for a bit more information about this machine. So this is not my design. I will drop links down below if you'd like to check it out and build one for yourself. So without further ado, let's get into it. Running the core of this machine is a Mellow Micro 4 main board with a Mellowfly Pi Lite V2.1, I believe it is. I didn't go with a Raspberry Pi Zero or Zero 2W because these two were a better price in the bundle than buying this by itself and buying the Raspberry Pi by itself. So I bought those two bundled, and I mean, they work hand in hand with each other. The motors in here, 3 NEMA 14s for the A and B motors, and for the belted Z as well. Everything is powered off a 130 watt USB Type-C 20 volt basically laptop brick. They did this, I'm assuming, just for portability and ease of use, rather than having a big bulky power supply here. So the entire thing is running off 20 volt. I don't really have any issues with power heating anything. It is running with a USB Type-C PD module down here. I do have a mini buck converter here as well, and that's just to convert the 20 volt to 5 volt to run the Pi Lite 2. NEMA 14 pancake. This is a, I can't remember if it's a Cyborg, no, Physect, sorry, Physect NEMA 14 pancake motor. This is using HGX Lite gearing with a, I believe it's a Hummingbird extruder. This was the easiest option and cheapest option. I just printed everything, of course. So that's working great. It is running on a Bowden setup to reduce weight and size off the tool head, where this is quite a small machine as it stands. So yeah, that's basically everything that's running back here. We'll flip it around and get to part 2, and we can check out the front of the machine. Alright, so now we are turned around to the front of the machine. All axis on this is running linear rails. These are LML 7B or 9B, I believe. I think they're LML 9Bs. 100 millimeters on all axis. We have 2 auxiliary fans here, again to reduce weight and due to size limitation, there's no cooling on the tool head aside from the 30 millimeter fan for the hot end itself. The 2 auxiliary fans are running 50-15 blower fans. I did have a friend of mine CNC me a aluminum bed. This build does call for a 3D printed bed with a 3D printed build plate on top that basically just clicks and slides in, but I wanted to do, go the extra mile and do a mini heated bed. So on this is a 50 millimeter 24 volt silicon heater that's on the bottom. I did, very makeshift cut my own PEI plate from a bigger plate that I had around that I wasn't using anymore. So there is magnetic build plate on there as well. As you can see, this is running belted Z, and that's running off the NEMA 14 motor as well. The hot end is a Bamboo Labs, I believe it's a H2C hot end if I'm not mistaken. I did do my own little mod and designed this fan grill to have a little nozzle LED, just a single LED at the bottom, because I didn't like how dark it was in here when I was printing. And I mean, LEDs and RGB always makes everything go faster. Everybody knows that. Aside from that, the belts are 6 millimeter belts cut down with the positron cutting tool, so they're running 3 millimeter belts. But aside from that, that's pretty much everything that I can go through, more or less. Some of the these idlers are actually 3D printed with, I can't remember the size of the bearings inside, but they're just slipped inside. They're working absolutely great, not having any issues whatsoever. I did notice when I was printing, I made this bar here to go across for extra rigidity, because I did find when I was printing on this originally, I found the whole frame slightly bowing in and out by a few millimeters. I had my calipers across here, and as it was printing, I could see it shifting up and down. Ever since adding that bar, which was simply just unscrewing where the front two idlers are and screwing it in, it gave it much more rigidity, and I've had no shifting or bowing since then. Aside from that, I'll probably post up a quick picture added to this with the nozzle LED on. And I think the only other addition that I did to this that differed from the standard build was I added a Noctua fan. This is a 12 volt running at 20 volts, so I'm not totally killing it, but if I do end up killing it, I really don't care. I had it laying around, so that really wasn't a big deal. This whole back plate does screw on, of course, to enclose everything. I just wanted a little bit of cooling in there because things can get warm, as this is running. I think I'm printing at 5K Excel, anywhere between 100 and 200 millimeters a second. The entire thing is running full clipper with mainsail, of course, and I've got to say, I've been loving this machine, and I can't wait to show it off to people. Take it with me wherever I go. Super portable, super easy to use, and just an overall cool project. Probably one of the coolest mini printers I've ever built. I've built quite a few, and this is definitely the smallest Core XY, and that's why I had to do it as soon as I seen it. But yeah, any other questions, feel free to drop a comment, like the post if you like it, and yeah, stay tuned for more builds. Happy printing, gang, and happy Easter.